Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain the Cramer's rule, that topic that we went today in class. Uh, the main thing is the notation, right? Because it might be confusing to you. When you're solving for x, y, and z, you basically have to compute the determinant 4 times. You have to compute the main determinant, the determinant of x, the determinant of y, and the determinant of z. Um, like every algorithm, it has its advantages and their drawbacks. So one big advantage of Cramer's rule is that if you want to solve for just one variable, um, it gives you that advantage, right? Like system of equations by elimination and addition method, sometimes you have to solve for one first in order for you to solve for the other and vice versa, right? So that can be a little time consuming. But when you're doing a Cramer's rule, if you're looking for a specific variable, you can do that right away. One major drawback of Cramer's rule is that when when the variables increase in size, so it means that if you have more variables in the system, then it become tedious, right? And it become like computational expensive. So it's not easy for if your system of equation have a lot of variables, like let's say 5 or 6 variables, then it will be inefficient. Um, Also, if Cramer's rule, if your main determinant is 0, then that implies that you cannot longer keep doing the algorithm, because if um, you get the main determinant 0, that means that's undefined, right? Because we have division by 0, and that we cannot continue. In that case, the main issue will be either you might think you might have infinite number of solutions, or you might have no solution, which means that you have to go back to elimination or addition method, or you will have to use a Gaussian elimination or the Gauss-Jordan. So that's a major drawback. So if the determinant is 0, then you have to start all over with another method. So that's a major drawback from Cramer's rule. So I'm going to show you how to do the computation. Okay, let's see. This is the computation. So in class, I didn't do 2x2s. So I'm gonna do right now 2x2s and 2x3, so you can understand a little bit better how to do this, right? So I need to find the determinant, the main determinant, which is the columns of your variables. So this is -5, -6, 6, and 5. And recall that the formula for determinant is A, B, C, D. So the determinant formula is AD minus BC, right? So this is the determinant, in this case, A, right? Okay, so we have to compute the determinant of D. So using the same formula, so D equals -25 minus 36. So if you compute this, you get -25 plus 36, and that will be 11, right? So this is the determinant of the main determinant. So now you need to compute the determinant of x. But before we do that, just remember that in order for finding xy, you need to find dx over d and dy over d. If you do that, then you can find what's the value of x and y. So let's do that. So now we need to find the determinant of x. So the determinant of x. Now, when we're doing the determinant of this variable x, we need to replace the columns of x with the right side of the equation, which is 13 and 9, right? So we need to write those two as a column. So this is 13 and this is 9, and then the other numbers, they stay fixed for y. So this is 6 and 5. So we need to compute this. So if we compute this, we get 65 minus 54, and that should be equal to 11, right? So if we want to find the value of x right away, we can do that. So x equals dx, which is 11 over 11, and that gives you 1. So this is the value of x, 1. Now, if you want to compute the determinant of y, you will need to do a similar procedure. So now the columns of x, they stay fixed. So this is -5 and -6, And then the columns of y, you need to replace them with the right side of the equation, which are basically 13 and 9, but you have to write them as columns, right? So this is 13 and 9. So you need to compute this. So this is negative 45 minus 78, right? So this is negative 45 plus 78. And if you add these numbers, you should get 32. Actually 33, I'm sorry, 33, right? And if you want to find out what's the value of y, dy is 33 divided by d, and d is 11 in this case. So y equals 3. So this is the answer for y. And if you want to write this as an ordered pair, you can do 1, 3, right? And this is the solution for the system of equations in two variables. So as you can see, it's not that difficult when you have two variables, but if you have 3 or more, it will be a little bit more tedious, right? And like I said before, one major drawback is if the main determinant is 0, then you will have to do another method, right? But at least if the determinant is 0, it will tell you will have the idea that this system might have infinite number of solutions or no solutions, right? So that's, I mean, it has a drawback, but it also it tells you something. It's not bad 100%. Okay, so let's do the next one. Let's do this one. Oh, actually, I have it. Okay, so let's do this one instead. So here we need to find the values of x, y, and z using Cramer's rule. So again, I need to write the constants of my variables. So this is -1, -4, -4, 5, 0, actually 5, -1, 0, and then -6, 6, 1. So I need to compute the determinant, the main determinant, right? Or the determinant of my variables. And that's my denominator for when I want to solve for x, y, and z in this case, right? So if we compute this, we can do several methods, but since I see in column 3 a 0, I'm gonna work it out with column 3. So this is gonna be plus, minus, plus. Therefore, I will take care of this first. So -4, because positive and negative gives you a negative, -4. And then I have to do 5 times 6 is 30, minus -6 times -1 is just 6. I don't have to work with the second element of the last column because it's 0. So 0 times anything is 0. So I don't need to do anything. That's the reason I choose to do it this way. Plus 1, because positive 1 times 1 is just 1. And I have to do again, now I need to do this way, right? I need to do this way. The last row and the last column, I cover them or whatever you want to call them. So I need to do the cofactor or the minors. So this is -1 times -1 is positive 1, minus 5 times -4 is just -20. So when you compute this, you get -4, this is 24, and then this is plus 1, and this is 21. And we need to compute this, right? So this is -96 plus 21. This is -75, right? And that's the main determinant. That's the value of the main determinant. So let me make this a little bit smaller so that everything can fit. Let's see. Yeah, that fits there. So just, this is D, by the way. This is D. Now we need to compute dx, dy, and dc, right? To find x, I need dx over the determinant of d, y, dy over d, and c, I need dc over d, right? So we need to compute dx. So dx, again, I need to replace the columns of x with the constants on the right side. So basically I have to write 24, 23, I'm sorry, 3 and -21. And then I need to write the columns of y. They stay fixed. So -4, -1, and 6. And c's, I have -4, I don't have, in the second equation, I don't have C, so that's a 0, and then a 1, and I need to compute this, right? Again, I see a 0, I'm gonna work with that. So this is plus, minus, plus. So cover the first row and cover the last column, and we can do this computation, right? So this is -4, because positive negative makes a negative. And I do the computation. So this is 18 minus 21, because -21 times -1 is positive 21. And then the 0 I don't need to do, and plus 1. So I need to change this. Plus 1, it means this thing, right? So I need to compute that one more time. So I can do 24 times -1 is -24, minus 3 times -4 is -12. So that means that this is going to turn, or you can just put it like this better. So now let's compute. So this is -4, this is -3, plus 1, -24, plus 12. This is -12, and -12 times 1 is just -12. And this is also, this is positive 12, right? So positive 12 minus 12 is 0, right? This cancels out, and this is 0. So if I want to find x, right, the x will be d, which is -75, and the x, which is what you just found, is 0. So any number divided, 0 divided by any number is just 0. So that's the value of x, and I'm done with x, right? So that's the advantage, as I mentioned many times, right? Like if you were looking for, like, let's say I was looking for x, I could do Cramer's rule and I can get x right away, right? Let's see what else I need to find out. I need to find out y, right? Determinant of y. So for simplicity, I'm going to bring this again because I need to see what's going on. Oh, I bring it here already, so it's okay. Okay, so now I can delete this stuff. I don't need it. So I need to calculate now the determinant of y, or dy, right? So dy, the columns of x now stay fixed. So this is -1, 5, -6. And I need to replace the columns of y with the right side of the equation, which is 24, 3, and -21. And let's see, and c, it will be -4, 0, and 1. Okay, so we need to do the computation again. I see a 0 opportunity. I'm going to work with that row, with that column. So this is plus, minus, plus. Let's cover this, and let's cover this, right? Let's do that. So here, positive and negative makes a negative. So this is -4. 5 times -20, 5 times -21 is -105. Minus 6 times -6 times 3 is -18. And this is minus, so I don't need to do that second element, which is a 0. So I'm happy because I don't want to do that. Plus 1. So now I need to do this, the last row and the last column, right? And I need to do 1 times, positive 1 times 1 is 1. And now I need to compute that. So this is -1 times 3 is -3. And this is minus 24 times 5 is 120. Okay. Now we need to compute this, right? So this is -4. This is -105 plus 18. And then here we have plus 1 minus 123. Let's see what we get. So this is -4. This is 20, 80, 80. What is this thing? 7. -87. Okay. And then we have here -123. So negative and negative makes a positive. So we need to multiply these two. So this is 28, carry 2, that's 34, minus 123, this is 5, 2, and this is 225, right? This is 225. unless I compute something wrong. Let's double check, just in case something is computed wrong. It looks okay. That looks okay to me. So let's check if it's okay or not. So dy equals y equals dy over d, right? If I get a fraction, I need to fix it, right? So dy is 225, and we said that this number was the main determinant was -75. Was right here too, by the way. So if you compute this, hopefully I get a good answer. So this is -3, right? Now we need to compute the last one, the c value. So for c, it's the same story, right? We need to write the coefficients of the variable. So this is -1, 5, -6, and we need to replace the c column with the numbers on the right side of the equation, right? So this is -1, 5, -6, -4, -1, 6, and then let's see what else. And then for c, we need to replace it with 24. There's no c for this one, so we can put the 3 here, and the -21. So this is the c. Okay. So we need to do, in this case, I can do either way because there's no 0 here. So I can do this way, plus, minus, plus, right? So I'm gonna work with the first row, first column, right? So that's -1 times 21 minus 18. Second one is +4. And I need to do this, right? So I need to do now this thing this way. So this is +4, and then this is -105, and this is -18, minus 18. Have to be careful when you're doing this calculation. Yeah, minus 18, yeah. And then this is +24, so I'm gonna move this because I don't have no room. So +24, and this is times. So we do this last column and first row. So we have 30 minus just 6, because -6 times -1 is +6. And now we compute. So this is what, 3, -3, and this is +4. Here we have -105 plus 18 plus 24, and this is 24. So we compute this, -3 plus 4, and this is 20 less, so that would be 87. Like we compute before this number. So this is -87. And then this is +24 and 24. I don't know what's that, but I can do this. So this is 848. This is 480. And this is +96, right? So this is 6, 17. You get 576. So this is positive. And this is what? 4, right? So this is 28. Carry 2, 32, 34. This is negative, and this is -3. Right, so this is -351 plus 576, and whatever that is, right? This is what, 5, 2, and 225, right? So DC equals, what was the determinant? The -75. So remember, this is D over over DC. So DC, I'm sorry, this is C. This is C. So C equals DC, which is 225 over -75. We said that. So this is -3. So I have everything, right? I have my solutions as I stated before. So it's a long process, it's tedious. I know it's not nice. So if you're solving for 3 variables, my advice to you is do Gaussian elimination or do the elimination substitution, right? However, if you're just looking for one specific variable, this method will be the right one. Only if your system of equation is not huge. So I'm talking about like if you have 3 variables, that's fine, you can do that. But if you have, for example, like, well, I mean, for this case is okay if you're looking for one variable, but if you want to solve for like, I don't know, like for all the variables, this is inefficient, right? It's tedious. So this is the answer. This is the answer. And if you want to write that as an order pair, you can write it like they did here, right? I hope you understand that. I'm gonna do one more, just in case maybe you're still confused. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. I think did I do that? Yeah, I did that one already. I'm gonna do this one. So again, same story, right? We need to write, we need to find D. So D is what? 6. You need to write the constants of your variables, right? 6, 1, 2, and for Y, we don't have anything here. We have 2 here, and we have -4. And for C, we have -3, -3, and -3. Okay, so we need to find this determinant. Again, I'm going to use whatever is convenient for me. I see a 0, I'm going to use that, plus, minus, plus. So therefore, we can do this, right? First row, first column. So let's compute this. So this is 6 times, this is -6 minus positive 12, because -4 times -3 is positive 12, so you can just put 12 right there. And the next number, I don't need to put it because it's a 0, so I'm lucky, I don't need to do that. So this is -3, because positive and negative makes a negative. And I need to erase this stuff. And now I have to do this part, right? The last column and the first row. So therefore you have what? 84 minus 4, right? So compute this. So this is 6, -18, minus 3, -8. So if you compute this, you get 108, but it's negative, and this is positive 24, right? And if you subtract that, you get 84. And it's -84, actually. So this is your value of D, right? So D is -84. Okay, now we need to compute dx, dy, and dc. So in order to find x, I need to do dx over d. In order to find y, I need to do dy over d. And in order to find c, I need to do dc over d. Okay? So let's do that. Okay, let's find dx first. I'm gonna copy this because I might run out of space. So let's compute dx first. So dx dx equals to, we replace the columns of x with the right side of the equation. So this is -15 to -7. Then for y, we don't have anything for y in the first equation, but in the second equation we do. And this is -4. And then for c, we have in the first equation we have -3. In the second equation we have -3. In the third equation we have also -3. And so let me see, everything seems right. So let's do that. Okay. So I see a 0, I'm gonna work with that, right? Plus, minus, plus. So this is -15. Have to do the cofactor. And or the minors in this case. So this is -6 minus 12, right? -4 times -3 is positive 12, so it's -12. 0, I don't need to worry about that. So this is -3. Now I need to work with this part, right? I need to work with this part. So this is -8 minus -14 is +14. So just keep computing, right? So this is -15, -18, and this is -3, and this is 6. So you know that here you're gonna get -18, and here this is big number, but you're gonna get positive anyway. So 15, 10 plus 8, no calculator, no problem. So this is 150 plus 40, 120, right? Minus 18. Let's see if I calculate this right. So this is 270 minus 18, that should be 252, right? And if I compute this right, that should be right. If I compute it wrong, then I have to cry because I have to do this again. So x equals dx. So this is dx, right? Hopefully that's right. If not, I will cry. So yeah, so this is negative 84. You can use your calculator, you can do by hand, whatever it's easier for you to do. So I got -3. Okay, so that's for x, for the x variable. So I solved already for x. Now I need to compute for the y variable and the c variable. So let's do that. I think I have enough room to do that here. Okay. So now we need to find dy, right? Same story. dy, y equals dy over d, right? So dy, the value of y is what? Let's see, 6. I mean the columns of x, they stay fixed, so they stay as they are right now. So 6, 1, 2. Y is the one is gonna change. So for y, I don't have anything in the first equation, but I'm gonna put a -15 from the right side of the equation. For this second equation, we have 2, and for the last, we have -4. And then for c, we have to keep the columns as they are. So -3, -3, and -3. Right? So we need to compute this. Now I don't see any 0 here, so I have to do I have to work a little harder, right? Okay, so let's do it anyway. Whatever way you pick, it's gonna be the same thing, I guess. Unless you do Gaussian elimination to reduce the determinant, and it makes it easier. But anyway, you have to work hard anyway for this problem, for this determinant. So let's do that. So we have 6 times -6 minus -4 and -3 is +12. Negative makes a positive, right? So the next one should be +15. So this one and this one, right? So this is what +15, and then we have -3 minus 2 and -3, that's -6, so that's gonna be positive. Be careful when you're doing this computation, right? Because it's very easy to make mistake. Very easy to make mistake here. Yeah, so this is -3 minus -6, that's correct. And then the last one is -3. And let's change this. Let's change this to this. And we need to compute this, right? So this is what? -4 minus 4, and that would be 0. So this will disappear. Actually, that disappear. My bad. So the -4 minus, yeah, that doesn't disappear. So this is 6 and -18 plus 15, and this is -3 plus 6, and then this is -3, -8, right? So we multiply this, we get 108, and it's negative. This one we get 15, this is 3, that's 45, right? And then this guy is 24. So you can combine like terms or whatever you want. So this is 9, 69, right? And this is -108, so we're gonna get a negative number here for this one. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this is gonna be, what is this thing? 48, that's 49, right? So this is 49, 49. Actually, not 49, 39. Yeah, that's negative 39. So C equals, if I compute it right, actually, this is Y. This is Y. So let me see, 1 second. So Y equals dy, the one that I just found, negative 39, over, I think I did something wrong here. Let's see what I did wrong, because I should get negative. Let's see, what was the determinant? The main determinant was negative 84, right? So I need to fix that, because that's not going to give me 1. So let's see what I did wrong. So 6, 1, 2, and then for y we need to exchange the row, negative 5 to negative. Okay, I see the mistake. Here it's supposed to be a 7, right? Negative 15 to negative 7. That's the mistake. So this is negative 7. Yeah, let me see if there's another mistake here. Okay, negative 3, negative 3. I think that's the only mistake I made. So let's see what's wrong here. So 15. So I need to fix the second step. So that's not a big deal. So we just fix that. So this is 15, and then this is negative 3. Oh no, that's not that. Let's check. Let's check where is a mistake. Here is a mistake. And in the first one, probably too. Okay, so this is negative 3, and this is, I have to fix this. So you see, if you make one mistake, then everything is not good. Negative 7 minus 4. So that's supposed to be negative 11 here. And I have to first fix the first one too. This one and this one. So that should be negative 6. And this is, okay, so negative 6 minus, and then this is going to be 21. Now we need to fix that. And this is negative 27. Right? And we can fix these things. Okay, let's fix this problem. I hope this time is fixed. Sometimes it takes time to fix it. So this is still 45. This didn't change. This is positive 33. And this is going to be a negative number. So this is 42, carry 4. This is 162, negative 162. So we can compute this right now. This is not 39. Let's compute this. So we have 78 minus 162. And if we compute this, this is 60, 70, this is less than 90, 84. Yeah, and it's negative, right? So now it makes sense. So this is dy. So dy is negative 84. And then the main determinant is negative 84. So this is 1. So now it's fixed. I'm sorry about that. Okay, copy, next step. C. Now we need to do this C, right? So this C, again, the columns of X, they stay fixed. The columns of Y, they stay fixed this time. So this is 0, 2, negative 4. And the columns of C, they will change to negative 15, 2, and negative 7. So I see a 0. I'm going to work with that. Plus, minus, plus. So this is what, 6. And you do this way. You cover the first column and you cover the first row and you multiply. So this is negative 14 minus, and then this is negative 8. So that's going to be positive 8, right? And we switch that. So 0, I don't count. This is negative 15. And then let's change that. So this is negative 8 minus negative 8, negative 4. Negative 4 minus 4, right? So this is 6, negative 6, and negative 15, negative 8. So this is negative 36, This is, what is it, 120? Okay, check everything, then this time is right. So this time you should get, let's see, 4, and this is 8. Yeah, that will work. Yeah, 84. So dy dc actually is dc, we get 84, and the determinant was negative 84, therefore this is negative 1. Good. And if you want to write it as an ordered pair, this is your answer. So you have to be careful when you're doing this, right? You have to be very careful, otherwise you will make mistake easily. Okay, so that was Cramer's rule. So it takes some time, right, to do by hand. It takes some time. It's not that simple. So if you have any questions, please let me know during class, or just send me an email if you're still confused with this. Have a nice day.